All right, it is getting pretty late. Pushing these 18-hour days and longer. Going long, going hard, going strong, right? Well, it's good. I mean, you got to be busy. And I was saying, I'd rather be busy rather than not. I'll tell you, how many more days in a row could I pull off? 18-hour days wherein I had to work all day, then set up for a podcast. And today I did both my workouts and then I recorded another podcast episode. All right, folks, it is Friday, September 2nd, 2022. I'm Steven Stursky. Hope you guys are doing well. So today was another very busy day, but very productive. I was able to get quite a bit done. Record another episode number 33 of my big podcast. So that's the second one that I've done in a row. Yesterday I did number 32, and today I did number 33. So hopefully within the next week or so, I'll have this all sort of up and ready to go. Tomorrow is the plan to get it all nice and organized, so it is ready to be published and everything. I have set up a channel for the podcast on YouTube. I haven't posted anything to it just yet. I was sort of debating the best way. The other thing, I've mentioned this before with the video files, it might just be easier to post the full audio files on YouTube right now and then work on posting the videos later on. Some of the videos are pretty long and they don't, I can't currently spit out a one unified file with the whole video because of my hard drive restrictions. I mentioned this before. The way that the hard drives are currently formatted doesn't work. So I got to get a new hard drive, which is an upgrade that's going to cost a bit of money, which is fine because I need to actually do it anyway if I'm going to continue on with this sort of videos and spitting out videos of these lengths and stuff like that. And it's not just for the podcast; it's for like other stuff as well that I've been working on. That the length of the video is just too long, given the quality that I'm going for, and not just 1080p. Like hitting 4K, these video files get pretty big. Especially an hour. I mean, you're looking 26, 30 gigs, pretty easy. And trying to upload that, trying to store that in one file. It's a big issue. File media management is basically what it comes down to. But returning guests today, so that lots sort of happen. Well, we talk about how much has actually transpired since the last time he was on, and some of the things that we've been up to over the last year and a bit. We caught up quite a bit and talked about some of the future plans that we see unfolding here in Beijing, China, and then also like whether or not we're going to stay much longer. I don't know if you can hear that, but that generator is on. They started it at 3:40. I don't know why, but maybe he clicked it off at 3 o'clock and I was like, oh, it's the wrong way. Clicked it back on, but that's still going. So anyway, whatever. Both podcasts, I will have them up on my website for download within the week or so. The other thing is that enough people have asked about Spotify. I guess I gotta move on this already. I am in the process of transferring the files right now, so I'm moving over the GoPro. I record the video and I did the Zoom H4n audio recording, so I'm going to work on that or get the projects all nice and set up. And there's different stages. I mean, so number one is to sort of transfer all the files. That's a big effort. I'm looking at this 48 gigs for the video footage here. The audio was only 4 gigs total, so it's a total of just over 50 gigs for this project. Yesterday's was about 60 gigs or so. It's one of those. Takes up space, but we got to publish them. Got to get it up there because if these hard drives ever go bust, that would probably be even worse, right? So to preserve it, you got to get it up as soon as possible, as soon as you can. But yeah, weekend plans, get those podcasts going. Audio blog archives, got to do those for the month of August, and then also pop up September's first week as well. Some studying. Got to get HSK 5 characters going. I am seeing some progress in this. The notices outside are getting a little bit easier, even though I've been picking away at it very little. Like we're talking 10, 15 minutes a day. Remember when I said, I'll just roll over in the morning and start studying? Yeah, I've actually been doing that. Like we're talking very little, but even getting 5 minutes of vocab work done in the morning, I find is far better than getting none done during the whole day. And being able to not just say that I did it, but having going through that very quick review, I've actually found that I'm a lot better in the morning than I am any other time of the day in reviewing my characters. So that's a little bit of a positive push there. And then, so it's going to be a packed weekend for sure. Should be nice weather. I don't think it was nice and blue skies today. What is the weather going to be like tomorrow? Tomorrow, how do you look at this? Oh, we're getting it's going to be cloudy and then a thunderstorm on Sunday. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, then it's rain for the cloudy and rainy. Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's cloudy and rainy for the next 2 weeks. Was able to get up and get going this morning. I haven't written down what the times it took me, but this morning I actually did the half Murph. So I did 2-mile warm up, half Murph with 4 kilos, so 8 pounds, 9 pounds weight vest, and total time. I'm just looking here, 9 minutes, 9, 35, 45 minutes for the half, right? So first 2 miles that I ran for the warm-up was 19 minutes, 23 seconds. Did I sprint? Did I try to run those very fast? No, those were all about 10 minutes for the first mile, 9:15 for the second mile. But then the timed mile, so this is the beginning of the half Murph, 9 minutes, 36 seconds. Let's just double check that. 9 minutes and 25 seconds for that mile. The rounds I did today, free activities, 24 minutes, 17 seconds. So that was 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and 150 air squats, all back to back. And then the last mile, this was funny because this one I was basically running around screaming out, going 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes, get it done, 8 minutes. And the reason why is because I was actually aiming for an 8-minute mile. I didn't get it. I got the total mileage was 9 minutes, actually, like right on the buzzer. 9 minutes for that second mile. So that last mile that you have to run after you do your free activities, your push-ups, pull-ups, and squats. I did it a little bit differently today. I want to try this out. I mentioned that I was watching one of the early competitions, Smurf competitions, where they did the pull-ups all in a row, then they did the push-ups, and then they did the squats. So I tried that today to see if it made any difference. It makes a difference with the pull-ups. Oh, those get painful. I'm not going to lie. Those do get tough. The push-ups were probably the easiest. I was actually surprised at how easy they were. I mean, they weren't entirely easy, but I didn't drop the knees. I did take my time. And by dropping on my knees, I mean, like I didn't do any of the push-ups on my knees. I did them all like your standard sort of push-ups. And then the other thing, like the squats, they just took forever. The squats, it was 150 of them. And I couldn't do sets of 15 because I couldn't make it that far. I think the first set I did a 15, and I'm like, nope, that's a bad idea. 24 minutes done. I don't know what I got last week. I can't remember exactly what the whole thing was. That was Monday. 29 minutes, I think, last week. Yes, there you go. So 29 minutes, or 30 minutes thereabouts. But that was 16 rounds. So I did another extra 6 rounds in 5 minutes last week, unweighted, whereas this week it was weighted. So that was, I think it's a bit of improvement. I mean, I was impressed that I was able to do 50 pull-ups in a row within like 5-10 minutes or something like that. I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever done that before, at least not so pain-free. Same with push-ups, 100 push-ups in 10 minutes or so, and then 150 air squats as well. Total of 24 minutes. I don't know. I'm not going to complain too much about that. I mean, it's you double that up, it's 48 minutes plus 20 minutes on each side. It's hour and 8 minutes. You're in last. You're running in last. I mean, of course, competition might be a little bit different, and I'd probably, hopefully, be in a lot better shape than I am right now, relatively speaking, of course, if I was to ever sort of compete in one of these things, though I don't see that happening anytime, ever at all, to tell you the truth. Not really too much interested in it. After work, before the podcast recording, did manage to get another 2 mile run in, 20 minutes there. And then another slow workout, slow weight workout, 36 minutes there. Did my typical Friday afternoon, nice and slow. Some of the slow Turkish get-ups, some of the slow upper body work as well. Slow pull-ups as well. Did a few more of those, but nice and slow. And I guess those archer pull-ups, you call them, where you shift side to side when you're holding yourself up on the bar. Yeah, it sounds impressive, but I mean, they're kind of like baby archer pull-ups, or basically the way that I'm doing them. Not getting the full range of motion given the restricted area that I'm working in. I was able to go side to side. It wasn't bad. It was just, I don't know. I kind of feel like I could have done them a little bit better than I did. But yeah, so those workouts, it ends this week's workout schedule, which is good. And I think, you know what happened today? I don't know why it showed up at this time, at this hour, but at some point, when I went to go get my NAT test, and it was so far after work had closed, like 5:30 or 6:30, my steel mace showed up and my rings. I got a set of rings for the pull-up bar as well. Because I've been reading up on them. Apparently, people say that they're pretty good for doing dips. That helps with the arm strength and upper body strength. And then the mace, only a 6 kilo steel club, but steel mace, it's heavy. I thought it was going to be a lot lighter. I mean, I got the 10 kilo steel club, and I'm like, that's, feels hefty. But I'm trying to lift this steel mace with one hand. I'm like, that's not 6 kilos, is it? Did I press the wrong button or something? I mean, I guess I'll keep it, but yeah, I don't know. It seems a little bit seems heavier than it should be, to tell you the truth. So, but we'll start working on that probably next week. And I am thinking that I got to make this shift from doing 2 workouts in the day. I think it's got to go back down to 1. And I think on most days I'll do runs. So I'll run for 2 miles, and then I'll do a weight workout. And then on off days, I'll like do cycling or whatever else. And then in the afternoon, I think I got to go for a walk and do my characters. That's the only time. Or I'll do, you know what? I could do steps. I mean, I guess if I ever got like an exercise bike, I could do cycling indoors, or like a rowing machine. I could do cycling indoors. Anyway, I got to get something stationary for inside that I don't have to think about. And I can do my characters, my Chinese characters, because this has got to get done. I want to get this test sort of written and accomplished. Some news actually on that front. The HSK, the Hanban Institute, has decided to package all of the tests together. So it's going to be that when you sign up for the HSK test, levels 3 to 6, starting next year, you have to take all 4 skills, which is what IELTS does. That's what TOEFL does. So like a lot of the English standardized tests do this as well. A lot of tests in general do this. I think the Russian one does as well. You get tested on everything. The Chinese one was still sort of a holdout, but now they're going to change that. It seems kind of scary, but as far as I think the easiest thing for them to do is going to be that they are going to just bundle the current speaking test, the HSKK, which I've talked about taking before, and I was told, don't bother taking it. You don't have to. But it's like a listen and repeat. They check your tones, basically. They're going to take that test, and they're going to bundle it with the other 3 skills that are tested in a typical HSK test, and then just sell it all as one. So I think they're bumping up the test fees and making it a whole day affair because it wasn't long enough already, which is what IELTS and TOEFL do. I mean, is this revenge, or is this like getting even? I'm not sure what this is, but now you have the choice. You don't have to do the spoken portion of the HSK test. You can skip that. You can just do the reading, writing, and listening. Starting in January, it's going to be reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But again, listen, repeat. That's say a sentence, describe an object. That's it. That's all it's going to be. I say that. Can I describe an object? I think I could describe an object better than I could write about an object on paper. Given that my my first test in the HSK5, I got 38% or 38 points out of however many. It was not a very good showing. Very, very, very poor showing in terms of my writing abilities. But so that's going forward. We'll see how that gets going. Stock market up and down. What's going on there? Good question. I mean, is it what is the state's dollar? Gold is up. Wow, that's up stellar. Dollar is down. Oh, the market's turning around. There's at least one investor guy saying that first couple of weeks of September should be up, and then it'll be probably go down into August, October as well. So, good question. Well, yeah, those things are pretty high up there, and oil's still cratering. Although, I don't know, sitting at 87, 89 right now. Hey, how's Bitcoin? People still doing that stuff? 20,000, 33.8. Litecoin, wow. $60.74. Oof. Ethereum, 1637. And Ripple is 33 cents. Oof. I remember, yeah, that was a lot higher before. Well, what are you going to do? Do you guys even care? Does anyone even track this stuff very much? Are people still tracking it, or have they given up on that? All right. Well, it has been a pretty busy day. I mean, this stock market, I guess the Chinese markets, they were down as well today, mostly, but they kind of trail. They should lead, but because they open earlier than Western markets. Australia is the first market to open, basically, and New Zealand. Then it's Tokyo, and then Hong Kong, and then mainland opens up after that. And Korea in there as well. Yeah, we'll probably see a little bit of a bounce here or something like that. Who knows? I mean, do you guys invest? Are you guys at all concerned about this stuff? I mean, I've been following it for a long time. I have lost money in the markets. I'm not gonna lie. I've learned a lot over the years, which I guess is the poor man's way of saying I've lost money. But I've always sort of figured it's one of these things that you can do at any time, and especially if you limit your losses, it's a skill, and it's something that I think is worthwhile knowing, because even if you're not doing it right now, it's something that you can pick up later on, or not even pick up. You can start working on it right now. You don't have to put very much in, but you can go ahead and actually build up your knowledge over time before you have quote unquote real money, right? I think that's one of the things that sort of saved me from a lot of my losses, that I don't have very much money. I mean, I've never had sort of a windfall in terms of paychecks and stuff like that. So, like, a lot of people who trade big have, either savings accounts worth of money in there, or they're getting paid decent salaries, decent paychecks, where they can afford to put, $10,000 into each stock that they own, right, or more, 100 shares of each stock. A little bit different trading style, a little bit different approach method and stuff like that. I mean, if you're only trading 10,000 total, I mean, your asset allocation and your approach to how much you trade is going to be far different than if you're trading 100 or 500 or $1 million. Basically, it's very different. And not to say that you have to trade stocks either. I can actually say one of the better purchases that I've made has been gold, even though gold hasn't been doing very well. Because here in China, you can just buy it through the app. It's so easy. Not the digital certificates, the physical assets that you can go to the bank and claim. Been buying little bits and pieces, and that's actually gone up. And one of the reasons is because it hasn't closed out. Like a lot of the stocks, I have a 15% or 10% stop loss, so it automatically executes. But with gold, you either take it or you don't. The bank holds onto it, but it's money spent. If you sell it, you have to go in to sell it. It won't automatically kick you out. At least I don't think it will. You have to set that up. If you did want that to happen, you'd have to set it up. And I don't know how to do that because I'm not going to. I'll just hold on to it, right? I mean, I'm still in China and sell it when I leave. So it's the best way not to spend my money is to lock it up in something that's very hard to liquidate. I found that's a good way to save money. Same with, investment like GICs, like guaranteed investment coupons and stuff like that, or certificates, guaranteed investment certificates. just lock it up for a year or 2 years and don't stop working, right? That's sort of the idea, is that you're not going to stop working anyway. Just keep your job and keep on going and putting little bits of money away here and there so that you have that emergency fund, so that you don't have to think about how much money you don't have. It's better to live a little bit under your means, or a lot under your means, and have more money rather than try to live above your means and never have it, and always be thinking like why you don't have any money. Expat life, I guess. Annual ESL contract life, I guess. Sort of makes that point hit home, especially as you get a little bit older. All right, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Do have a bunch of things I got to get done here. I'm going to upload this and then transfer some more files, move some cameras and stuff like that around. I shifted my whole apartment, not my whole apartment, half of it, for these podcast recordings. And so now I got to put all the stuff back. I like this light on this stick, though. It's actually kind of nice. Gives me a very good lighting effect as well. So maybe we'll keep it like that. Show notes, tracks, vids up on my website, stevensersky.com. Again, episodes number 32 and 33 on their way. Look for that next week. Folks, we'll talk again. Have a good weekend. Stay happy and healthy out there. Bye-bye. Boom. Done.